guys, Donna here with your weekly mini reading for September 16th to the 22nd, 2024. I can't believe we're in the middle of September already. Tomorrow, the 17th, is going to have a full moon with a partial lunar eclipse. And this energy is going to be pretty intense for all of us in different ways. It's about endings and new beginnings for some of us. It's about seeing things more clearly. It's about deciding which way you want your life to go towards. This particular one has some aspects to it in the sky that we won't see again in our lifetime. So if you're interested, look up what this lunar eclipse might do for your sign. But just know that just staying the course and knowing that you're on the right path, that's all you really need to do. You might be feeling the intensity of the energies. I know I am, but I've been feeling it since last week. And so it's been kind of leading up to this full moon energy. All right, so last week we had Signs, Friendship, and Nature from Healing with the Angels with Doreen Virtue. We had Yes, You Are Correct from St. Michael in the Sword of Light. We had Successful Funding from the Abundance Angels. And our affirmation was from our lovely positive affirmation, Today I Choose Me. I really did work in that affirmation last week. Really, when I was feeling, I don't know, not quite myself, I would look in the mirror and I'd say, you know what? Today I choose me. What does Donna want? How does Donna feel? You know, and not being so hard on myself with that critical parent in my head. You know, I get to choose me, and what does that mean? I hope you were able to get some signs, that you had some new friends come in. Maybe you heard from old friends, that you were able to spend some time in nature, that you were, if you were looking for some funding, some windfall came to you last week. You know, it's one of these times where we're all starting to feel the crunch, right? We're getting towards the last quarter, and this is September, so it's a 9, so we're ending, right? We're tying things up for the year to go into the last quarter of October, November, December. And October is a 10 month, so it's a 1, so we get to start over. So I would encourage you to look where you might want to be tying up some loose ends, either in your personal life or in your business or in your work, or, you know, maybe you've decided that you're gonna stop procrastinating, and starting, you know, October 1, you're gonna exercise more, or, you know, you're going to take more time to call your friends and just kind of celebrate just being here now. You know, nothing in particular, just finding the time to tell the people that you care about how much you care about them and that you love them. It's very important to be able to articulate that to our friends and family. You know, sometimes we have a hard time, but we want to make sure that the people that are in our lives really know how deeply they are appreciated, because I think that we go through life and it gets very, very busy. I know I'm busy too. And, you know, you have to stop and you just really have to, you know, go down your gratefulness list. Right now, you know, you might be struggling with the health issues, so I would encourage you to make sure you go to the doctor. Make sure you're really looking into anything that you're feeling that you need to do. Trust your intuition. It's about trusting that you know what's best for you. All right, so we're going to call in St. Michael, Raphael, Uriel, and Gabriel. Let's see what they have for us this week. There's one. They're percolating. Now there's 2, and the last one for the week. There you go. All right, let's see what they have. Ooh, we have focus. That's funny. I was talking about that, right? Forgiveness and support. Okay, so when we go to the focus card, that's kind of a really good card to start this week out with, right? Because last week we had signs, friendship, and nature, and now we're starting with focus. So it's time to refocus. Where do you need to focus in your life? Where you need to expand, right? If you can focus in on what it is you want, that focus will help you manifest it faster. So by focus, using your focus, allowing yourself to focus, maybe inside yourself, maybe take a breath, really take time to slow down and refocus into your heart space and see what comes up there. That's a good method for focus. It also has a lot of yellow and browns and reds and orange. This is creativity. This is groundedness, making sure you're grounded so that you can focus on what it is you really need to do. What's coming to mind too is focus while you drive. Be careful out there. It's kind of a wacky time and people aren't paying attention. So make sure you're focused and you're watching what's going on around you. Next, we have the forgiveness card. And we've had this a few times, but the forgiveness card is about forgiveness of self. And maybe what this is asking you to do is focus in on that heart space. Where do you need to forgive yourself or others? It's the green energy of the heart and the yellow energy of the will. So it's together. You're learning to figure out where you need to not be so hard on yourself. Or maybe you feel like you've been hard on someone else and you'd like to ask them to forgive you. Whatever it is and whatever person it is, the first person that pops into your mind, that's probably you might need to work on the forgiveness. If they passed over, you can still do it. You just do it in within your meditation and in your mind. I like to sit and just kind of breathe like this. Put my hand over my heart, get myself centered, and kind of ask my highest and best self, is there someone in my life that I need to forgive? Do I need to forgive myself? If that is the case, what aspect of me do I need to forgive? Like what age maybe do I need to forgive? Am I having a hard time with my 20-year-old or my 27-year-old or my 61-year-old from a couple of years ago, right? If you just sit with the energy, it's amazing. If you can breathe and relax your shoulders, you'll be able to hear the angels, or you'll get a color, you'll get a message of some sort. But trust that if you get a color, you'll know what it means. When I listen to music, I think I've said this before, I see ribbons of color. So when the forgiveness comes up and I'm in my heart, it usually is that I'm being too hard on myself, that I need to forgive myself for trusting that person, for believing that someone was going to do something for me and then they didn't, whoever that is. Usually in my case, it has to do with family members, but sometimes not so much. I mean, we all let each other down sometimes, and, not intentionally. So, I go to someone and I think about maybe how I could have done it differently and ask them to please forgive me, that it wasn't my intention to hurt them or cause them angst, but that, I genuinely hope that they'll be able to find forgiveness in their heart. And that gives them a choice. Rather than going to them and saying, I'm sorry, I wish I would have, done things. You can say that. But if you go to them and you say, I'm really, I would ask that you forgive me for any wrongs that I may have inadvertently committed towards you. Something where you allow them to have the power to forgive. Now you can't do that with all people, so just be discerning in who you want to ask forgiveness from. But, if you're going to do it in person, because you don't want to put yourself in more angst over getting into an argument. It's not worth it. This is about self-reflection, right? Focusing inward on where do we need to forgive and who do we need to forgive. And then finally, we have the support card. So this is the week where it's intense, but we're going to really feel our loved ones around us, or we're going to feel our guides and our angels giving us clues to what we need. Sometimes it comes in animals. So watch for the animals that cross your path. You know, we all have animal totems. And when I'm looking at this card, it really is all walks of life. You know, it is the support of the loved ones who have passed, your guides, your angels, you know, your spirit guides, your totem animals. And also it feels like knowing that you have support in the here and the now, in our world. Those around you are ready, willing, and able to support you if you allow them. And sometimes I think we go through life and we think we have to be, you know, we have to do it ourselves, and it's much more you know, we're stronger if we do it ourselves, and we don't ask other people for help. But really, I think that asking people for help is very brave and very courageous, because it's such a hard thing to do. But know that if you've asked for help of late and you haven't been you know, receiving that kind of support that you would like to, this is the week where the support is going to show up. And it's blue here, so it has to do with throat. I'm wearing blue, as it turns out. It has to do with allowing others to support you in some way. It could be a monetary support. It could also be just words of encouragement, you know. Giving people hope is really important right now, because we're headed towards, you know, November for the election, and everything is getting all riled up, and there's a frenzy out there. And so trying to stay neutral, or trying to stay within yourself, and not getting caught up in all of that energy that is more, let me just say, less than positive usually. Not always, but usually. So we want to make sure that we're staying in our Zen spot, in our heart. Are we hearing our messages properly? But part of that is listening to the support, maybe watching your dreams for your guides to come through. Or maybe if you're one of your parents or your grandparents have passed on, watching for that in your dreams, a visitation for some of you. So through support, you're able to help yourself forgive yourself and others, and you're able to focus more on what it is you need, and also how to help the greater good. How do you take your focus away from necessarily, once you figure out what it is you need to focus on, how can you take that and push it out into the world? You know, how can you add to the light of the world, right, instead of the shadow? Okay, so next we're going to ask St. Michael what he has to say about this week. Don't settle for less. This is great. You are a child of the divine, and you deserve to have your dreams come true. Don't give up. That's that words of encouragement. We have the support. So the support this week is saying, don't settle for less. Dream big. Allow yourself to really step into who you and what you are, which has to do with this full moon tomorrow night and this lunar eclipse. We're finally being able to let go of some old stuff and step into who and what we're meant to become. You know, sometimes it's really scary and it's really hard, but don't settle for less. Always know that you deserve it, and that you're worthy of great things. You know, you have dreams, and those dreams are just as valid as anyone else's. And sometimes I think, you know, oh, am I too old? Or, you know, are my dreams silly? Well, maybe they are to other people, but they're not to you. So you just want to surround yourself with people who are going to encourage you, give you encouragement, inspire you even. Okay, wow, this is the week. deservingness. That goes to that forgiveness card, you know? You are a beloved child of God, like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose. Even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities, trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are. Well, that just kind of sums it up right there, right? Because we started with focus. Then we started with forgiveness, right? We're focusing in on forgiveness. We're focusing in on allowing others to support us and being a support to other people. Then we're not going to settle for less. Now it's saying, God is saying, you deserve it. You are so worthy. This has to go to the worthiness. That goes to your yellow center, your unworthiness. But this is saying you are a beloved child of God and you are worthy, right? And that you are lovable. Even if other people don't think you are, it doesn't even matter because God and the angels see you, who you are, and there is love deep inside your heart. Deep inside your heart, there is. Sometimes, though, we're disconnected from that due to circumstances in our lives and the people that come in and go out of our lives. Sometimes we're in grief so much we don't want to love anymore. You know, if a relationship has ended or someone that we love deeply has passed away, it causes great angst and great pain in our heart, and it takes a while. But know that you deserve to have your dream come true. You deserve to have your happiness. And really look at her. That's a reflection back at you. There's an aspect of you that is this angel. You know, you have a core within you that is connected to the divine. I like to call it the high heart of God, and that's what I think it is, but stepping into that deservedness, this is about getting rid of shame, getting rid of any kind of a lack of self-confidence. Know that you deserve to have love, you deserve to be loved because you are love. That's what we are, we're love. And so if we can really step into our deservingness this week, many, many doors may open and opportunities may show up, right? But we have to be willing to open the door. We have to be willing to open our heart, really. And that's very scary and very vulnerable. You know, I'm the same way, but I'm getting excited about that because I really love that card and I love how the message just kind of flows together. Okay. So we have 2 this week affirmations. One is, I have faith in who I am becoming. I think we've had this one before. And then I enjoy the space between where I am and where I'm going. They really do go together, right? The whole thing gets tied up here because when we have faith in who you're becoming and you enjoy the space in between, that here and now moment, that sense of I'm going to enjoy every single minute of every single day, you start to feel how deserving you are. You start to feel how worthy you are, how you are love, and that you don't have to settle for less, that you do have support all around you, and maybe you are the support for someone else, that you're able to forgive easily, and therefore you're able to show others how to forgive themselves, and you're able to focus in on what it is you really want. That's a hard question, you know, and I think it shifts and changes. So maybe what you wanted last week, you may not want this week, right? It's okay. It's okay to change your mind. You're allowed. You know, I think sometimes we don't think we are, you know, oh, well, I made that decision and I have to stick with it. But if it's not the right decision for you, you have a right to change your mind. We just do. And if someone doesn't like it, it's not your responsibility for how they receive what it is that you're changing your mind on. Because sometimes we've said we'll do something and then we don't, and then we finally get around to telling the person that we've changed our mind, and they kind of react to that. But know that it's not your responsibility of how they react, it's simply your responsibility to be true to you. Okay? So remember to have faith in who you are becoming, and then enjoy the space between where I am and where I'm going. The space between A and B. You know, we're headed all in the right direction, and we're all headed there, which I happen to believe is our connection to God. What are we going to do in this life? How are we going to impact others? We probably won't see it necessarily in the here and now, but just be kind, be nice, be considerate of others as much as you can. We're all triggered at times, and we just have to realize that we need to step back and allow ourselves to feel the feeling, but not necessarily spew it out into the world, right? So I hope you like this mini reading. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, you know the drill. I really am grateful for all of you, and I hope you have a great week. And be careful out there. Full moons are always a little treacherous sometimes with the people. You never know. But I love full moons and new moons, and anything that has to do with the stars, anything in the planets really intrigue me. Have since I was a little girl. So enjoy the lunar eclipse, and be safe out there. Know that if there's anything you need, don't hesitate to reach out, leave a comment. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. But know that no matter what, you're always on my Reiki radar. So have a great week, and I will see you next Monday. This is Donna.